Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Waffle TV. If this may be your first time watching us, this is a platform where we make mathematics simple. We try to give you as many examples as possible and to demystify the mystery that surrounds elementary mathematics for your understanding. We believe that if you understand the basics of mathematics, it can help you to study further mathematics, science, and technology. Today, we are going to be focused on circles. And by the end of the lesson, we should be able to calculate and identify the area, circumference, as well as the radius of a circle. Without any waste of time, we'll go straight into, first of all, identifying these different aspects of a circle. Then, the A part, we are going to calculate the area. The B part, we'll find the circumference. And the C part, we are going to look at the radius. First, in a circle, we have this distance round. This is the circumference. The line that connects from one end to the other, passing through the center, is called the diameter. And we have another line which moves from the center to the circumference. So this line is called the radius. The circumference encloses the area of a circle. So area can be denoted as A, radius R, diameter D, and circumference C. These are the basic concepts that we must understand to be able to follow up with this lesson. Let's look at other constants that we must take note of as far as circles are concerned. In circles, you will hear of pi, which is 22 all over 7. The circumference is a little bit more than the diameter 3 times. So if you take the circumference and divide by the diameter, it gives you approximately this fraction. So that is why we have pi to be 22 over 7. If you look at this carefully, you'll realize that the diameter d is equal to 2 times radius. So if you take this radius 2 times, it's going to cut across and it will give you this diameter. And if diameter is equal to 2 times radius, it means the radius is equal to diameter divided by 2. Take note of this because we are going to be using this concept as we go along. Now let's move on to the first aspect, that is the area of a circle. As we have always said, once we have an aspect of a shape, what guides us to the answer is the rule. So the rule for calculating the area of a circle is pi radius squared. This is the same as pi times radius times radius. Radius squared means radius times radius. So this is just the expanded form of this. Let's apply this rule in this example to see exactly what to do as far as area is concerned. Find the area of a circle with radius 14 centimeters. A is equal to pi radius square. And if we want to substitute this, pi we know is 22 over 7 times the radius here given is 14 over 1 times another radius which is 14 over 1. 7 can divide itself 1 time and 7 can divide 14 2 times. 22 times 2 times 14 is going to give us 616 centimeters squared. We always remember that the units are in square centimeters. Let's move to the next aspect. For the circumference of a circle, the rule states that 2 pi radius. So this can be written as C equal to 2 times pi times radius. Let's apply this rule in the second example to see what happens. Here is a circle and we have a line running from the center to the circumference. This is the radius. We are asked to calculate the circumference, that is the distance round. So circumference is equal to 2 pi radius. And if we want to substitute, it will be 2 over 1 times pi is 22 over 7 times the radius in this case is 7 over 1. So this 7 can simplify this 7 and you're left with 2 and 22. So that 2 times 22 is going to give us 44 decimeters. So within the twinkle of an eye, you're able to calculate the circumference. If in this case you were given the diameter, a line that cuts across and perhaps is 14 or 44 or whatever they've given, what you have to do, since you're asked to use the radius, and we know that 2 radii gives 1 diameter, you simply divide that diameter by 2 to have your radius, and you can use the radius to find the circumference. Let's move on to the third aspect, and that is how to find radius when the circumference is given. The rule is as simple as well. So what do you do when the circumference is given and you're asked to calculate the radius? The rule says divide circumference divided by 2 pi. In short, r is equal to circumference c divided by 2 pi. Let's apply this rule in an example so that we can understand better. The distance around a circular lawn is 88 meters. Calculate the distance from the center to the edge. Let's try to represent this in a diagram. Assume this is our circular lawn. So the distance around this lawn is the circumference, which is 88 meters. And we are asked to calculate the distance from the center to the edge. And this is, of course, the radius. So let's move on to apply the rule and calculate for the radius. Radius is circumference divided by 2 pi. Radius, circumference is given 88 divided by 2 pi. So we take 2 divided by 22/7. Now we are dividing fractions. So we are going to move further. 88, we change this sign and invert the fractions that follow. That is, instead of 2/1 here, it's going to be 1/2, and here 88/1, and this will be times 7/22. So you invert these fractions once the sign is changed. Now let's simplify. 2 can divide itself 1 time. 2 into 88, 44 times. 22 in itself 1 time, and 22 into 44 2 times. So that r will be equal to 2 times 7, which is 14 meters. If this is understood, then let's look at another way we can be asked to find the radius. It is not in all circumstances that they will ask you to calculate given the circumference. Sometimes they may give you the area. In that case, what do? Let's look at how to find radius when the area is given. In a case where area is given and you're asked to find the radius, what you do is as simple as this. That is square root of area divided by pi. Or in short, it will be r, which is radius, equal to square root of a/pi. Let's solve for an example using this rule. Our example says, what is the of a circle with area 154 millimeters square? We need just the area because pi is always constant, and we know that pi is 22/7. So we're going to substitute the figures into the letters and simplify where necessary to find the answer. Radius is equal to square root of area divided by pi. This means that area that we have is 154 divided by pi. Pi is 22/7. Here again, we are dividing by a fraction. So automatically we should know what to do. That is 154. We can express that as a fraction so that we don't get confused. And we change the sign. This line means division. When we change it to multiplication, we invert the fraction that follows. This will be 7/22. At this level, we simplify. 22 can divide itself 1 time, and 22 can go into 154 7 times. 7 times 7 will give us 49. And the square root of 49 in this case is radius, which is equal to 7 millimeters. This is how it can be so simple sometimes. If you find it so difficult, it's just to be focused. Follow the rule, follow the steps, and you will know exactly what to do. If you picked up something today, if you understood something today, we want to thank you for taking your time to follow our lessons and to tell you that this is all we had for you today. And next time, we are going to continue with semicircles and concentric circles. Do not miss these lessons because it's going to be as interesting as this was. Until then, it is goodbye from us.